Alright, what is going on today, guys? We're going to be playing some Blood of the Dead. I did get a high round. I'm recording this audio after I played the game. I just wanted to do something a little different than my previous video where I didn't talk at all, because I know that a lot of people considered that quote-unquote dry because I wasn't talking, so hopefully this spices it up a little bit. The gameplay is also a lot better. It's way higher than 41. It is 54, and I would have liked to go higher, but unfortunately, the zombies didn't want to let me do that. So basically in the beginning I set up by knifing pretty much everything. I try to get the catwalk open on 1 so I can get as many points as possible by just knifing everything and then keeping it on round 1 when I go to get the power turned on, and I have just enough points usually to get everything on, and then I just camp China Alley pretty much. It showed me picking up all the zombie shield pieces, but I'm sure you already know that, so my next videos following this I'm no longer going to be putting these in, but I just figured for anybody who doesn't really know the map, I guess that's where the pieces are, so that's helpful. Here we can see a pretty stupid down that I just threw in there. Unfortunately, it was an early one and it kind of set me back, but oh well. As you can see, we're building the magma, or the acid gat rather, because the magma gat, ever since it got nerfed, has just not been the same. It's not as viable, and honestly, I really want to try out the acid gat. We're also grabbing the Hellion Salvo, gonna pack a punch that 4 times so we can get the max damage boost on it, and yeah. So here's the strategy. I try on dog rounds to suck up as many souls as possible because it's really hard to suck up souls during regular zombie rounds because they just come so quickly, but this is basically gonna allow us, if we get trapped in a corner, to shield blast because we'll actually have a charge on the shield. And we need to suck up souls to do that, so it's helpful to do that for dog rounds, plus it makes dog rounds super easy. So this clip is just kind of me being stupid, getting stuck, but as you can see, you can anywhere but here usually and get yourself out of a situation. Anywhere but here is kind of shitty though, because if you do get spawned on the other side of the map, it is really hard to make it back to the camping spot, simply because the way zombies spawn in Black Ops 4 now, it's really hard to get through rooms, and Blood of the Dead is just such a compact map, it's really hard to advance through. So as you can see, I take out the shield because I'm using Victorious Tortoise, and anytime you're in a situation where you think you're going to get smacked a lot, just whip it out and you're going to be good. I did change the perk from Stone Cold Stronghold to Dying Wish because I felt like Dying Wish just has more utility in this strategy, and Stone Cold wasn't really doing anything for me in the last game. Everything else is pretty much the same though on the class. I forget exactly what happens in this clip, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay, so see, I dashed to the corner, and this is just the golden rule. I broke the rule, I got really lucky and was able to make it back, but generally you're going to die if you charge into that corner without having enough charge to get back out. That corner is deadly. They spawn in 5 different areas, and you will die every time if you don't have enough charge to get yourself out, so just be careful of that. That's really the only way you can die doing this strategy, that or killing yourself with Acid Gat or Hellion Salvo shots. Regular rounds are super easy, typically, if you play them right and just, you know, cycle your shield and Acid Gat properly. Not shield, your specialist and Acid Gat properly, but the only like real difficulty with the strategy is the Brutus rounds. They're really unpredictable, and typically you can train him around for a while and just save up for your specialist, and that's how I kill him. But sometimes it's kind of hard, you know. He really does gum up the flow of the strategy, and you have to prioritize him when he spawns in, unfortunately. And generally, when you're getting past round 40, you're going to see him about 3 to 4 times each round on Brutus rounds. Here's a clip where he spawns in and it's insta-kill, so it's not too difficult to kill him, but, you know, he's gonna spawn. Another thing that sucks is the Hellion should do more damage to him. I really think it should, but it doesn't. It still takes about 3 to 4 shots right placed on him to actually kill him with it, so it's not as viable as you would think in killing Brutus. The Acid Gat generally is okay at killing him if you want to just kill him with residual damage, but I really have just stuck to the strategy of charging up my specialist whenever he spawns in and just training him around until I get my specialist so I can kill him with that. As you can see, I use the Wraithfire almost constantly. It is one of the most staple parts of this strategy. It is going to save your life many times, so is anywhere but here, as you can see once again. Now, the great thing about the Acid Gat in this strategy is that unlike the Magma Gat, it actually does attract almost every zombie on the map, usually. It lasts longer than the Magma Gat, and although it does less damage and isn't an insta-kill past like round 60, you don't need this strategy after round 60. This is a camping strategy. Anything past round 60 you're not going to be able to do. My goal is to use this strategy to get to 60 and then go to News Industries and use the trap strategy there until we get to about 100. That's the goal here. But I think this strategy is starting to become pretty well-rounded. Everything about it seems to work, and there's very few holes in it. The only real hole in it is killing Brutus, and I seem to be doing a good job with that with the specialist weapon. I'm just gonna let the gameplay play out here. Now, as you can see, you're going to be taking a lot of damage from your acid gat. You have to stand back. It will get you killed. Unfortunately, the splash radius on it is fucking massive. So, realistically, if you shoot one shot of it, it shoots out 3 explosives, and they each do about 20 damage to you each if you're within the range of them. So you can kill yourself really quickly with the acid gat if you're not careful. It is not a gun you can shoot at your feet anymore and save your life with like it was in Mob of the Dead. They really put some hair on its chest this time around. I don't know why more people don't use the acid gat. I think the prospect of the magma gat, how hard it is to get, and the fact that it's not that good anymore has kind of really made the acid gat a lot more of a reasonable weapon to use rather than the magma gat, because it just doesn't do what it's supposed to. As you can see here, Brutus spawned in, and I really cheesed my way out of a trap here, and just there you go. You gotta use the shield blast. Okay, if you have a charge and you're stuck in a corner, do not be scared to blast it, because if you don't, you're gonna die. It's pretty much your only hope. In that case, I didn't have anywhere but here, so it was my only hope. It's the only reason I was alive, and I tried to stupidly run back to the spot, but I couldn't because of the way the zombies spawn. So here you can see me just kind of running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to fucking get my way to somewhere with safety. I have like 20 health when I actually get through the fucking area. And as you can see, the strategy is really just distract the zombies while you run around with the Brutuses behind you until you get a specialist, because there was no way I was going to be able to kill those without the specialists. And at this point I had about 3 Brutuses on the map, and it was just really annoying, so I ended up dragging them out, leaving a zombie, and just killing them with the Hellion. So, on round 45, I think I put this clip in to show you the power of an insta-kill, because, as you can see, when you throw Wraithfire and you have an insta-kill active, all you have to do is throw it in the center of the hallway and it'll kill everything that runs through it. So insta-kills are kind of like your grace periods. Whenever you get one, just throw Wraithfire and sit and let your sword charge and just do your thing. As you can see here, I got stuck again, but this strategy does get really cheesy after round 45. You really have to have good instincts and know what you're doing after a certain point, because the way the zombies spawn, the way Brutus is getting in your face, it can be really difficult to control the pace of the game. As you can see, I'm only putting in Brutus rounds because I don't have to show you how this strategy works on regular rounds. Brutus spawns in every 4 rounds, so you'll know which rounds he's coming. Save a specialist charge on the rounds you know he's coming and wait for him to spawn in. And from there, just cheese it till you fucking end the round, because that's really all you have to do. The rounds that don't have Brutuses, all you do is shoot the Acid Gat, spam it, and throw Wraithfire, and shoot your Hellion sometimes if you want, and just, you know, cycle your Specialist, and that's all you have to do. This strategy is actually really easy, it's really efficient, and it's really fast. Without Brutus, this strategy would be one of the easiest strategies in Black Ops 4. As you can see, though, I'm just repeating myself a lot at this point, but really I can't stress this enough. The best way to kill him is to use your Specialist. You're not going to get him to die with the Acid Gat reliably, especially past round 50, because his health just becomes so high. Same thing with the other zombies. You have to shoot about 3 Acid Gat shots to kill a zombie at this point. So anything past round 60, this strategy kind of becomes a little bit unreliable. I'm only including this whole round 53 because I wanted to show you how quick the strategy was. If you didn't notice, the clip for 53 started at the start of the round and it's ending in about another 60 seconds. And it took, I want to say, roughly 3 minutes to get through a whole round 53. So granted, the strategy is hectic, but you're getting through the round so quickly. This entire gameplay took me maybe 2 hours in all. Get around 54 gameplay. That's really good. And the setup isn't that hard either. If you haven't noticed, the setup is literally just camp till you get mystery box points and then go hit the box and then you're done. This strategy is really easy. I recommend it for anybody who's a beginner who's trying to get really good at hectic strategies, because the strategy itself, it involves really high attention and you got to be able to know what you're doing, and setting up is in and of itself a hard thing. But yeah, here we are. You see me getting stuck in a corner. This is my second down. It's very clear. I couldn't even save myself with the shield blast because I was too slow with it, and I end up dying because of it. Now, usually when you down, it kills all momentum, but this map especially, it is really hard to recover from a down, I have found. For one, because the zombies spawn in front of you predictably wherever you run on the map. So the one remedy I've found for actually getting past most of the zombies is you have to leave the gondola at the docks, and it's going to be your only real escape route, because you can't run through the Citadel tunnels anymore on this round. They will spawn in front of you, they will trap you, and you will die again until you run out of downs, and then the game will be over. You have to use the gondola. And here you can see me doing something that's a little bit ill-advised and grabbing my perk with a full horde behind me, but in this case it worked out. But generally you shouldn't do that. You should just run straight to the gondola, go get your time slip, and then grab near-death experience between the rounds or something. Because you can't open that door there. If you open that door to China Alley where near-death is, you will die. Because the strategy doesn't work anymore. As you can see, here's perfect example of predictive spawning. There's an entire horde waiting for you when you get up from the gondola. So thankfully you've got that Hellion salvo on you. You're going to need to fire a few shots of that to get them out of your way. And make your way to time slip. All you need is time slip. Time slip is probably the most important perk in this strategy. It's going to help you get your specialist faster. It is the main piece de resistance, if you will. You can see me hoarding up a little bit here because I'm trying to limit zombies spawning in front of me as much as possible. I want almost all of them to be behind me, and you should do this and employ this practice pretty much any time you're moving around the map in Blood of the Dead and pretty much any map in Black Ops 4. So here we go, going back down the Citadel tunnels, and I've seen this before. They'll spawn in front of you, you will die, so do the same thing. Get a full horde at least, or most of a horde, and wait. Wait for those that spawn in front of you to get through so you can actually get through and get your way down there. As you can see right there, my shield broke, and that's going to be the reason I die, is just because I don't have a shield and I thought I did. So you gotta have the shield too. The shield is so important for this. It goes without saying. You have Victorious Tortoise, the shield is going to be your bread and butter, and you can't be scared to go grab it if you need to. At this point, I knew I didn't have the shield, but I knew I wasn't going to be able to go grab it if I just wanted to, so I was really trying to cheese my way to the end of the round, but to no avail. Unfortunately, the Acid Gat didn't do enough damage. That dog hit me, and that's the end of the game. Well, I thank you all for watching. I hope it was entertaining, and I hope my commentary at least helped describe the video a little bit better. I hope to see you all again. Until then, stay royal. Peace out.